Hey y'all, so I'm Juliette Miranda. We are here at the Evan Williams Experience in Louisville, Kentucky. Today we're going to be meeting with the distiller and the marketing folks here at Evan Williams. We're tasting bourbon, doing history, all of it. This is going to be an incredible experience. I can't wait to share it with y'all. I would love for you to tell your background, how you became involved with Evan Williams.
So I rode barrels for like 28 years. I started out as a laborer for about 25 years. I started out as a laborer in the barrel warehouses, was a working foreman, and then a supervisor. And then from there, I had got maturated a little bit too long in the warehouses, and I needed to do something else. So I was getting too old, and decided that this opening, knew we were going to open up down here. So I decided to take a shot and got my daughter to show me how to do a resume, and then put a resume in. And I got hired as the assistant artisanal distiller under Charlie Downs. He was our first distiller, artisanal distiller. From there, Charlie retired a couple of years ago. Then I moved up in his spot, and it's been a fun time ever since.
It's like being an apprentice under a chef.
It really is.
You really learn the artistry.
It really is. One thing about this, I always tell people, you can go take a class or a course, but to really, my opinion, to really learn it, you have to do it. So you have to get out there, you have to, mash the grain, you have to be in every step of the process and kind of learn and get out there and roll the barrels, be in the warehouse, experience the hot summers, the cold winters, and kind of see how that affects the bourbon and just getting out and experiencing it is really, kind of how I learned it.
It makes all the difference.
Makes a lot of, yes.
Absolutely.
The first one we have is actually a corn whiskey.
Ah, right.
So this is our Mellow Corn. I don't know if you're familiar with Mellow Corn, but it's the mash bills is 80% corn, 8% rye, and 12% malted barley. Now this is a kind of unique. So this is kind of maybe what bourbon would have tasted like.
That's what I was thinking. It seems like it would be the most traditional.
Right. So when you nose this, you're going to get a little bit corny taste, a little bit sweet, a little bit nose.
It smells like summer.
It really does. One thing that's pretty unique about this, bartenders love it. That's their go-to. They'll do shots of this before their shift.
Really? What? It's 100 proof.
It's a bottled and bonded. It's actually a bonded whiskey. And we're really big on bonded products here at Heaven Hill.
And the importance of that for a consumer when they see something bottled and bond, what does that mean to them?
Okay, well, bottled and bond, that's a proven product. Okay,
yes.
It has to go through all the laws of to be a bonded bourbon. Okay, it has to be distilled in one distilling season. Has to be 100 proof. Has to be at least 4 years old. Has to have the distiller's name on it. Has to have the distillery on it. So has to have the tax strap on it. The green tax strip on it. Strip stamp on it. So that it is a proven product. It's
genuine.
It used to be a consumer protection.
Yes.
Because back in the day, there were some shady characters out there.
Right. And this is not going to kill us.
It's not going to kill us. So anyway, this is our Mellow Corn.
Okay.
You try this. You're going to
It's spicier than I anticipated.
So you get a lot of corn on the front, kind of grainy, but it's surprisingly sweet.
It is.
We're doing a little bit because called Camp Run 'em Up. We bring all the bartenders in from all over the country and do a little camp that we have, and we participate in that. And one of their favorite drinks, this might be your new summer drink, is Mellow Corn and Mountain Dew. They call it a Mellow Dew.
That sounds delightful. I make something like that for myself. I would use Larceny and 7-Up, and I add a little bit of bitters to it.
Oh, okay.
I call it a writer.
A writer, awesome.
My name is Charles. I'm what they call a bourbon host here. Sure you know the difference between a tour guide and a bourbon host.
Indeed.
I get to drink with you.
That sounds like the perfect job.
Makes for a great job. Over on the right is what the town of Louisville looked like back in the 1780s. Very small community. We had a population of about 200 people, still behind a wall or a fortress.
8 days on the river from Pittsburgh, and all they could do was practice their lazy man on my expense. Charlie, Jacob, I knew Still's not going to walk itself into the distillery on its own. Pick up the pace, man.
The next one that we're going to have is going to be our Bernheim Wheat Whiskey. So this is 51% wheat. So we have to be a a bourbon or wheat, it has to be at least 51% of one of the products. So we have 51% wheat, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley. So this, we developed this. This was one of the first new whiskeys that was developed since the 30s. So
really,
we actually kind of came about this through some. We had an abundance of wheat at the distillery in Burnham. So they decided what we're going to do with this. So they came up with this mash bill.
they turned it into a whiskey.
Turned it into a whiskey, which is kind of neat.
That's very smart.
So this is going to be, like I say, you're going to have no rye in this. So it's going to be really sweet, pretty mild, and this is actually 7 years old at 90 proof. It's a small batch also.
Oh, I love a wheated whiskey. It's just is so smooth and easy to drink, and
this is very drinkable.
got that very caramel sort of flavor to it. I like that.
It is good. And being 7 years old in the barrel, so you're going to get some of the barrel. It's not going to be overpowering, but you're going to pick up good hints of the barrel.
Our main facility right now, they make 1,300 barrels a day.
That's a lot of barrels.
They're on continuous 24-hour nonstop production, trying to keep up with the demand for bourbon right now. We make 1 barrel a day. We shut the distillery down on Sundays and Mondays. On Monday, we have an apprentice distiller that comes in. He gets to hang from the ceiling and polish these stills. That's how you get started. We do everything that you saw in the media presentation, though. We've been here since November 2013, a little over 5.5 years. Barrel that we made yesterday, sitting right over here at the end of the room, barrel number 1,359. So it's taken us a little over 5.5 years to do almost less than they do in one day. When we do open up these barrels, though, we hope they're going to be pretty special barrels. But this is the barrel we made yesterday.
Wow, cool.
Just so you know.
Now this bourbon is like I said, 125 proof. This is a high rye bourbon. We've lowered the corn percentage a little bit, and then we brought the rye up a little bit. So this is 35% rye, 68% corn. So you're going to get a lot of sweetness on the front, and then on the second taste, on the finish, you're going to get a lot of rye spiciness of it. So I really like the contrasting taste profiles, which makes it pretty interesting. Like I said, they were aging this now, so I think down the road when this is aged out, it's going to be pretty tasty. So cheers.
Cheers.
Now our next one that we're going to try is our Rittenhouse. That's one of our products that are bottled and bond. It's like say the mash bill on this is 51% rye, which 35% corn, and then 14% malted barley. So one thing about the Rittenhouse, it's a 4 years old, like I say, 100 proof, and got a really nice aroma to it, nose to it. I don't know, I can tell you what experts say, but I always like to pick it up for myself. One good thing about a rye, I like ryes because you get that peppery taste. That's really good. I thoroughly enjoy that. But it's this makes a great cocktail rye.
Oh my gosh, in a Manhattan?
Oh well,
this would be delightful.
My go-to for this is Rittenhouse Old Fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Because I really like the spiciness of the Rittenhouse with the sweetness of the Old Fashioned. And
I can see that.
I always get to the contrasting flavors are one of my big things.
All the liquids out of it, we can get out of it. We leave 20 to 24 pounds of bourbon, that's about 3 gallons, trapped in the outer edge of this barrel. We now sell these barrels to Ireland, Scotland, Canada for Canadian whiskeys, beer makers, wine makers, vanilla makers, Tabasco sauce people, all pay us a couple of $100 for an empty bourbon barrel. Not pure profit, we pay about $175, $180 to have a barrel made, certainly better than having them sit in the parking lot.
Yeah, a great way to recycle them. That's fantastic. Yeah. So I see we're moving on to Larceny, and this is hands down my go-to bourbon. I love it so much. Awesome. So I'd love to know your insight into it and how it's been developed, and the flavor profiles that have gone into it.
Well, Larceny, it's been one of our great success stories. We've actually gone nationwide with this. And it's been a great seller. We promote we do a great job with the promotion. And it's actually gone to a bit of a younger crowd.
Yes.
Because we actually do the music festivals and stuff, and that's really been a great go-to with that.
I've seen it used in so many craft cocktail recipes.
Yes,
The recipe is liquor.com features it all the time. It's so easy to drink, so smooth, and just really versatile, I think.
You know, you can drink it straight. You can mix it.
Yeah.
I always like somebody that's somebody that's getting into bourbon is to let them
Yes.
try Larceny.
Yes.
Because it's not, it doesn't, shock your taste buds. You can ease into it, sip on it, and it's something really for somebody that's getting into it. It's really great to try.
Yeah, everybody I meet, I tell them they have to try that first.
Try Larceny.
That's the best one to try.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great. That's a good promotion.
And this is also a wheated bourbon.
It is a wheated bourbon, yes. So it's a 68% wheat, 20% corn, and then 12% malted barley. So you're looking at 68% wheat, so it's going to be really good, smooth, sweet, and the taste profile is like I say, it's very drinkable.
It just tastes like home.
All right.
It really does. It tastes
Awesome.
like home. It's so familiar to me.
But it's been it's easy going. I mean, you can just put it on the rocks, mix it. I mean, like I say, it's a great all around.
It is so perfect.
Bourbon.
And at this point, we usually like to find out if the bourbon fairies have been good to us. So I'm going to suggest, if they have been, you lift up on the front edge of your table.
Look at that. Oh, that is neat. I like that.
Now our next one that we're having is our Evan Williams Signature Black Label. Now, something that's kind of neat about this bourbon, like I say, it's the number 2 selling bourbon in the world. Now, this one we're looking at it's a big batch bourbon. So we're going to take barrels from 4, 5, 6 years old. So we're looking at about a 5-year taste profile at 86 proof. So it's our next bourbon that we're really fighting against is our next competitors are Jim Beam.
Indeed, yeah,
White label.
yeah.
So we always like to say that this is this is older and stronger.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're looking at a 4-year taste profile at 80 proof. So we try to go with that. But like I say, this is our same mash bill that all of our bourbons are. It's 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley. So like I say, this is a great everyday bourbon, I call it. It's a bourbon that's done right. You can the people that I always say this kind of a working man's bourbon.
What is the difference between this and the white label?
Now our white label, our Evan Williams white label, is a bonded bourbon. So it's,
Okay.
like I say, it's a bonded bourbon. It's 4 years old, 100 proof.
Got it.
But it's the same mash bill. And really something that's kind of neat about the mash bills on this is we have 57 warehouses on 6 different sites. Each one of those warehouses is different. Some different configurations, different totals, different numbers and totals of barrels in the warehouse, and that's where we actually get our different taste profiles.
Yes, yeah.
Depending upon what floor it comes off of, what warehouse it comes out of, and that's where we get our different taste profiles.
I find that fascinating. You could have it on, the 7th level or the 1st level, and
exactly.
it'll taste entirely different just from, the location.
Now on the 7th floor, like you're talking about, you're going to get a hotter taste. You're going to have more evaporation, so you're going to have a higher proof. Now the lower floors, you're going to have less evaporation, more earth tones, more earthy taste to the barrel.
Interesting.
But it's going to be lower proof.
Huh.
Now a house in the middle, you're going to have a little bit of both.
Oh, that's definitely sweeter than I anticipated.
So like I say, 10% rye, you're not getting overpowered with the rye.
No, not at all. And it's the 86 proof, so it's very, very level and easy.
Very level and easy drinking. Yeah, very good drinker.
They actually started the distillery. We're very proud of them. What we're also told about these guys, the happier they were, the higher their pants got. We think this is Mr. Happy over on the end. First generation though. Second generation over here. This is Max Shapira. Max runs the company today. This is his daughter Kate, his son Andy. Kate is now the head of the marketing department, so they really do want to keep it in the family. Very proud they own this distillery. Very proud they still make the product we know as bourbon.
And our next one is our Elijah Craig small batch.
Yes.
So I don't know if you're familiar with Elijah Craig. That's a small batch. So we'll take 100 barrels, anywhere from 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So we're looking at about a 10-year-old taste profile. And we've actually, we took the year statement off this a few years ago. People were giving us a lot of grief over this because they were taking the 12-year-old age statement off of it.
Yes.
But we actually did a lot of tastings, did a lot of research in this, and we have blind tastings of the different ages of the Elijah Craig, and majority of the people, it was kind of fascinating, the majority of the people took the younger taste profile.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah, we actually I actually sat on 3 or 4 tastings of this, and it was pretty amazing that they actually took the younger taste profile. Our same mash bill, there's our bourbon mash bill, bourbon reg we call it.
Oh, I love that.
Like I say, you have a little bit more.
You get a little bit more of that oakiness to
The
it.
oakiness to it. It's a little bit sweeter. I mean, you can taste the sweetness of it. The sweetness of it. But you get a little bit more of the oakiness, which I like.
I like that. I like just tasting a little bit of the barrel in it. I like when they get a little bit older and you can kind of pull that out more.
Actually, that's the one they filled yesterday. That's 1 day old, but it is bubbling down. But if you look down here, you should see those grains being converted to alcohol. 5-year-old barrel right here. If you want to smell that, it smells pretty good.
Ooh, yes, it does.
Certainly smells like bourbon, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Now, I love one of those big chunks of clear ice in
Those
the
are
glass.
perfect. That changes everything.
About 2 fingers of some barrel-proof Elijah Craig, and sip on that. It's delicious.
That is the perfect way to end a day.
It really is.
Yeah.
So when you're in your driveway, you can.
That is exactly what we do on Saturday nights. We will sit out there with our bourbon and terrorize our neighbors.
That's awesome.
Wow, I can't thank you enough for taking me through each of these bourbons and whiskeys. This has been so much fun, and just getting your insight into it is fascinating.
I'm glad you came, and thoroughly appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad you came, and hope you enjoyed yourself.
Indeed, yeah, this is a blast. I love this.